The midsize truck segment has evolved significantly over the past decade. What was once considered purely functional has now become lifestyle-driven, highly customizable, and increasingly refined. Buyers are no longer choosing trucks only for towing and payload. They are looking for versatility, comfort, off-road credibility, and distinctive styling. Enter the 2026 custom Honda Ridgeline, a lifted version of Honda's uniquely engineered pickup that aims to combine everyday drivability with aggressive off-road presence. But the real question is simple. Does lifting the Ridgeline transform it into one of the best mid-size trucks in its class? Or does it compromise what already made it unique? Let's begin with context. Unlike many of its competitors, the Honda Ridgeline does not use a traditional body-on-frame construction. Instead, it is built on a unibody platform shared with Honda's SUV lineup. This architecture gives the Ridgeline advantages in ride comfort, handling, precision, and cabin refinement. However, it has historically drawn criticism from traditional truck enthusiasts who prefer ladder frame toughness. The 2026 custom Ridgeline attempts to bridge that perception gap. Visually, the lifted stance immediately changes the truck's identity. A suspension lift increases ground clearance, creating a more commanding road presence. Larger all-terrain tires fill the wheel arches, and upgraded alloy wheels add a rugged aesthetic. The overall profile feels more assertive and off-road ready compared to the standard model. The front fascia often receives subtle modifications in custom builds. Blacked-out trim elements, reinforced skid plate detailing, and revised grille treatments enhance the truck's aggressive character. LED lighting remains sharp and modern, preserving Honda's clean design language while amplifying rugged appeal. From the side profile, the lift alters proportions significantly. The increased ride height provides better approach and departure angles. The truck looks more planted and capable. Fender clearance appears more substantial, giving it the visual confidence typically associated with off-road-oriented trucks. At the rear, subtle enhancements such as dual exhaust finishers or reinforced bumper accents may be included depending on the build. The Ridgeline's signature dual-action tailgate and in-bed trunk remain intact, preserving one of its most practical features. Now let's discuss performance implications. A lift kit primarily affects suspension geometry. In the 2026 custom Ridgeline, upgraded shocks and springs are typically installed to accommodate the increased ride height. The goal is to maintain structural balance while enhancing off-road capability. One of the Ridgeline's greatest strengths has always been its ride quality. The unibody structure allows for smoother on-road behavior compared to traditional trucks. The question becomes whether lifting the suspension compromises that advantage. In well-engineered lift setups, ride comfort remains controlled. While there may be slightly more body movement due to higher center of gravity, quality components can minimize harshness. On highways, the lifted Ridgeline still feels stable, though wind resistance may increase slightly due to added height. Steering remains precise, which is a benefit of the unibody architecture. Even with larger tires, the Ridgeline retains more car-like handling characteristics than many body-on-frame rivals. Off-road capability sees measurable improvement. Increased ground clearance allows the truck to navigate uneven terrain more confidently. All-terrain tires provide better grip on loose surfaces such as gravel, mud, and sand. Approach angles improve, reducing the risk of front-end contact during steep inclines. However, it is important to remain realistic. The Ridgeline is not designed as a hardcore rock-crawling machine. It is best suited for light to moderate off-road conditions. Trails, camping routes, snow-covered roads, and weekend adventures. For extreme off-roading, traditional ladder frame trucks may still hold structural advantages. Powertrain performance remains familiar. The 2026 Ridgeline continues to rely on Honda's proven V6 engine paired with a smooth automatic transmission. Acceleration is linear and predictable. The engine delivers adequate torque for daily driving, moderate towing, and highway merging. Towing capacity remains competitive within the midsize segment, though it may not match some body-on-frame rivals that prioritize maximum hauling metrics. For most buyers, particularly those using their truck for lifestyle purposes, the Ridgeline's capability is more than sufficient. Fuel efficiency is another consideration. Larger tires and lifted suspension can slightly reduce fuel economy due to increased rolling resistance and aerodynamic drag. Buyers should expect a modest decrease compared to the stock configuration. However, the Ridgeline's inherent efficiency advantages over heavier trucks help balance this impact. Now let's move inside. One of the Ridgeline's defining features is its interior refinement. Unlike many mid-size trucks that focus heavily on durability over comfort, the Ridgeline offers a cabin experience closer to a premium SUV. The 2026 custom build retains this advantage. Soft-touch materials, clean dashboard layout, intuitive infotainment controls, and spacious seating make it practical for daily commuting. The rear seats provide generous legroom compared to some competitors, making it suitable for families. Technology integration includes a large central touchscreen with smartphone connectivity, navigation, and driver assistance features. Honda's safety suite remains a strong selling point, offering adaptive cruise control, lane keeping assist, blind spot monitoring, and automatic emergency braking. The lifted configuration does not compromise cabin usability. Step-in height increases slightly due to the lift, but it remains manageable. Many builds include side steps to assist entry and exit. Practicality remains one of the Ridgeline's strongest arguments. The in-bed trunk continues to provide secure storage, something most traditional trucks cannot offer. The dual-action tailgate enhances versatility. Fold-flat rear seating expands cargo flexibility. From an ownership perspective, Honda's reputation for reliability plays a significant role. Maintenance costs are generally predictable. Insurance rates remain reasonable within the segment. Resale value historically holds strong due to Honda's brand perception. The customization factor adds individuality. In a segment filled with similar-looking trucks, a lifted Ridgeline stands out. It appeals to buyers who want something different. A truck that blends comfort, modern design, and moderate off-road capability without fully embracing traditional truck rigidity. But does that make it the best lifted midsize truck? That depends on buyer priorities. If your focus is extreme off-road durability, maximum towing numbers, or heavy-duty worksite usage, other trucks may align better with your needs. However, if you value ride comfort, interior quality, daily drivability, and moderate adventure capability, the lifted 2026 Ridgeline becomes very compelling. It challenges the assumption that a truck must sacrifice comfort for capability. It challenges the idea that unibody construction cannot handle off-road scenarios, and most importantly, it expands the definition of what a mid-size truck can be. The 2026 custom Honda Ridgeline does not attempt to dominate through brute force. Instead, it competes through balance, comfort and capability, practicality and personality, refinement and rugged presence. In a market crowded with traditional designs, that balance may be its greatest strength. So, is it the best lifted midsize truck? For buyers seeking a well-rounded lifestyle pickup that looks aggressive but drives comfortably every day, it very well might be. And that alone makes it one of the most interesting builds in the segment.